Let's go to the United States now, where we're joined by our contributor, Michael Ware. Michael, good to see you. Thanks for your time this morning. So, yeah, confirmation now, President Biden, he is not coming to Australia. What do you make of this? Was this the right move?
Well, I'd like to think that no, it's not the right move. But look, this is that classic dating breakup situation. It's not you, it's me. This is not President Biden snubbing PNG or Australia. This is far more a reflection of America's domestic political reality. And as we know, the debt ceiling crisis is ever looming. And as the Republican leader of the House said earlier today or yesterday, we have 16 days of negotiations. The president's going to be overseas for 8 of them. The American public wants him here focusing on America.
I think that was probably the only play that he had, really. I mean, if he's going to be away for half of that, he would have drawn fierce criticism and his opponents would have eaten that up. Now, a lot of folks here are probably going to be paying attention to exactly what this whole debt ceiling is about, Michael. So can you explain to us exactly the urgency behind it all?
Look, this is the most bizarre thing in the world, the debt ceiling. I've described this before. This debt ceiling system is an own goal, or it's shooting yourself purposely in the foot. Okay, there's only 3 economies on the planet that use a debt ceiling system like this, and one of them is Kenya. So it's all a hangover from World War I and World War II. So the Treasury is required to go to Congress from time to time to get approval for its borrowing. Now, leading into World War I, America didn't know, how much is this war going to cost? So they gave the Treasury a huge debt ceiling to spend what it needed. Leading into World War II, the American Congress did the same thing. We'll give you a huge debt ceiling. You figure out how we're going to spend it to fight, this global conflict. And it's never been removed. So what it means is that when America hits the limit, the congressionally set limit on its borrowing, the Treasury Department, or in reality, whoever's in the White House, has to go crawling to Congress and beg them to lift that debt ceiling. Now, that debt ceiling's been lifted 78 times over the last few decades. Under President Trump, it was lifted 3 times.
Yeah.
And President Trump, according to some, raised the debt limit himself by $7 trillion.
Yeah. So just don't care. They just keep on doing it.
Yeah, they just do. Yeah. So it's a system that, it's kind of archaic.
Hey, so another point I wanted to ask you about then is the Vice President Kamala Harris needed for this as well? I mean, one would have thought that maybe they would have sent her to Australia instead of Joe Biden, but there's definitely been no mention of that in the Prime Minister's statement this morning. So one would wonder why. Is she got the immigration problem at the southern border that is more of an urgency, or is she required for the debt ceiling too as Vice President?
Well, I don't think she's required quite so much for the debt ceiling. The immigration border crisis is being managed, if you want to call it that, in its own way. And look, the border crisis is not as some make it out to be, but it's not going well. That's not why you wouldn't send the Vice President. I think it's a matter of status.
Yeah, right.
Particularly if you're going to have a Quad meeting.
Yeah.
You need the sovereign heads of state to be there for something like that.
Yeah.
So I suspect it would be more to that effect than it is anything else. Look, Australia, don't be offended.
It's not you, it's me.
It's not you.
Yeah. And
I'm telling you, mate.
And it's like they said, it's postponed, so it'll be maybe towards the end of the year. We'll see. I mean, and then we're getting into election mode then. So, man, this thing might not ever happen. But anyway, I do want to ask you about China here, Michael, because China ain't no fan of the Quad, right? Said that multiple times. The US was going to sign a defence agreement with PNG, which would allow its American warplanes and warships into the region. So is China going to be looking at this news going, ha?
Look, I doubt it. You know, the wheels of strategic geopolitics and national defence are going to keep moving, whether these four national leaders are in a room together or not. I mean, the G7 is going to be about Russia, and the Aussie visit was indeed going to be about China. Let's face it, the entire concept of the Quad is to counter China. So, of course, they're not happy about it. They'll certainly have a giggle over the fact that this meeting's not happening, but it's not going to change the tide of the ocean, if I can put it that way.
They'll see each other in Hiroshima anyway, right?
Yeah, so look, you know, there's lots of ways that there can be workarounds here. This is certainly no victory for China. And at the end of the day, this just says more about America than it does anything else.
Yeah, I liked your line off the top, Michael. It's not you, it's me. Fair enough. Good to see you, Michael Ware. Cross it all. We'll talk to you again soon.